The power cat market is booming and Aquila has been in this sector for a long time, and this brand new 50 launching here at Fort Lauderdale is its attempt to stay ahead of the curve and its rivals. It offers fresh exterior design, a new deck layout and possibly the best owner's cabin of any new 50-footer on the market. To show spec, it's just shy of $2 million. Let's see what it has to offer. I'm Jack Haines, welcome to Yacht Buyer. If you enjoy our tours, why not subscribe to the channel, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, and you'll never miss one. Right, let's get on with this tour. It's all well and good having a 25-foot beam, but it's how you use that beam that's most important, and Aquila are very clever at this sort of stuff, and it starts here at the bathing platforms. Of course, on a catamaran, you have a pair, but crucially, with this optional platform, you can join these two areas. So you have this long flat deck that goes the full width of the boat, and this is also how you launch the tender. You've had the platform, you have their patented crane system as well that comes out from the back of the Flybridge there, and this drops down, not down into the water, but level with this area here, so you can walk straight across. Really nice effect. Inside the cockpit, again, the beam is really, really important here. You can see the size of the side decks and just the sheer amount of space to move around in this area. Space for a really, really large table, with the seating aft here, nice big overhang as well, so there's good protection if you want to eat out here. Lots of space this side and on either side to put director's chairs if you want more people to be able to eat around this area. And then you've got your bar stools as well that draw up to this door here, but this lifts up, as we'll see later on, to create that bar area into the main saloon. Huge storage around here as well. This is all storage underneath my feet here. Engine room access on either side. We're going to go into there at the end of the video, and there's a big storage void underneath these steps as well. And check out these steps. Really nice how they are gently curving up to the Flybridge, but that's not the only way you can get to the Flybridge on this boat, as we'll find out up on the foredeck. It's a given that the side deck's going to be very wide, but they're also very safe. You've got a nice little tow rail here to protect your feet. You've got nice high and very chunky guardrails, and you've got this nice rail that runs all the way along pretty much. So when you're moving along here, you know, if you're wobbling around a bit out at sea, you feel nice, safe and secure moving forward. And then you step up onto the foredeck where there's another really, really good living space. It's almost like a veranda over the sea, and there are so many options when it comes to the seating space. You've got sunbeds, you can turn them into little benches. You've got the bench that faces into the boat as well, which is quite nice, and there's a gap down there as well, so it doesn't block the view from the owner's cabin, which we're going to see later on in the tour. Lots of storage down here as well, and really good access to the anchor windlass. And then actually there's the option to have a captain's cabin down here if you do want to have crew on board. Obviously a lot of these boats are chartered, so it's quite nice to have that option. If you don't have that, it's just a big storage void. But one of my favourite features on board this yacht is this staircase that leads directly up to the Flybridge. They make it so easy to move around this boat. As you come up these shallow steps, there's a lovely chunky railing to hold on to, and they've adjusted this staircase. On the smaller boats, these are central. Here it's on the starboard side. Two reasons: gives you more space to play with on the Flybridge, but it also links the two staircases. The aft one is here, the forward one is here, so passage through the boat really couldn't be easier. And what a Flybridge this is. It is absolutely enormous. We're just over 50 feet, remember. Really important to remember that as you move through this boat. So many nice different sections to enjoy. Sunbathing here, though there is a bimini that pops out the back of the hardtop. The hardtop is standard, by the way. And what a great place to cook. Here, catching the breeze at the back of the boat, you can easily converse with the people over there, but you're clear of the hardtop so the smoke can blow away. Lovely thick railings again to help your passage around this area. Double sink here, and then you've got your ice maker and a fridge as well. Everything you need to serve people for a lunch or a dinner. It's really nice. Big dinette as well. The table opens up to make it even larger if you want to serve more people up here. And you've got another bar area here as well. Again, railings around the perimeter. It's a very safe boat to move around on. There's a railing here, there, all over the place. You feel nice and safe as you move around. And down here, you have a TV that comes down from the hardtop. Now there isn't a fully enclosed option for the Flybridge on this model, but as you can see, you can put these covers in and they're quite solid. You can run at full speed with these up. Bearing in mind, this could well be your only helm option. There's an option to have one downstairs, we'll talk about that in a moment, but this is probably where you're going to be doing the majority of the driving from. It's nice that you can fully protect it if you want to, but you've got ventilation. A couple of hatches up here, obviously good for light, but it means you can get some air down here, even if you've got the covers up. These two adjustable helm seats are an option. It's a bench as standard, but yeah, that's a really, really nice spot. And you know, this is a boat that's going to sit at so 16, 18 knots probably, tops out about 22 with these engines, so you're going to be going in a straight line. But you can sit comfortably, the dash puts everything nice and close to you, this is nice and upright, I've got a really clear view of everything, everything's within reach. It's twin shafts, so you're going to be manoeuvring from up here, but it's also got a 360 camera system, like a top-down view, so when you're manoeuvring you can use the cameras to see exactly where the boat is in relation to the pontoons. But yeah, twin shaft, bow thruster, should be relatively easy to manoeuvre, and obviously all your information displayed through these rain beam screens. It's a really, really nice helm station. Let's head downstairs. How easy it is to use that staircase, the way it just curves around nice and gently. As I said, such a safe, comfortable boat to move around on. Heading inside, I mentioned this feature, that's just manual, pops out like that, and then you've got this bar as well, and just like that you've created a bar, and also somewhere where it's very easy for the person in the galley to serve the cockpit and also converse. You know, I've got a great eye line here with people sitting at the seating area over there, so if you're in here cooking, you're still part of the action. Works really nicely. The galley's pretty well spec'd. It's not got masses of countertop, but there's a nice little wrap here. Obviously you've got your induction hob over on this side, there's a microwave oven down here, but there's also another microwave up on this side. Big sink too, split sink, which is quite nice, and loads of storage dotted around at eye level and down here too. Storage is excellent throughout actually, loads and loads in the floor, both in here and in the cabins, as we'll see later on. Huge American style double fridge with freezer drawer below, so there's plenty of cooling space, and there's more storage along this unit here. This is Alpi finish. They're going to bring in some different finishes actually. They've been using this colour scheme for a while, and they said they're going to update it a bit, but it's nice and bright, hard wearing as well. A lot of these boats are used as charter boats, so it needs to be quite tough. Easy access to all the switchboards here, your AC/DC panels, you've got the C-zone system as well, you've got digital switching for a lot of the systems on board. That's all nicely contained in one place there. I'm going to save the owner's cabin till last because it is something really quite special. Before that, let's check out the portside guest cabin. You can have this model with 3 or 4 cabins. This particular boat is the 3 cabin version. We're in the portside hull, and aft in this version it's got a really good utility space with washer dryer, separate washer dryer, not something you always see on a boat of this size, a wine cooler, storage, somewhere really easy to do laundry, that sort of thing. But incidentally you can swap that for an over-under bunk arrangement if you want a bit more sleeping space. But talking of sleeping space, the first guest cabin, nice that the beds run across so they are able to take in the views from what is a really nice large hull window, and you've got drop down TVs here as well. The one on the Flybridge is manual, these are all electric, push a button down it swings, and yeah, drops down to a really good position. There's a sound bar over the bed as well, so you can make this into a little cinema room as well. You've obviously got individual AV and individual air conditioning in each cabin, so you can climate control them. Storage is pretty good. There's doors either side of the bedside tables, but there's a big hanging locker behind the door, and this cabin has got a private bathroom, which is probably going to be used as the day heads as well, as it's, you know, close to the cockpit, but it's a nice size with a separate shower cubicle, and nice and bright as well, because again it's got a lovely big hull window. Hull windows are huge on this thing, and you get the benefit throughout the interior. Let's head over to the other hull, to the VIP cabin. If you do opt for the 4 cabin layout, you sacrifice this space because you get 2 cabins and bathrooms in this hull, but if you're not really focused on sleeping space, this gives you a very luxurious VIP cabin. Starting with the bathroom, it's a really nice size, huge separate shower cubicle with a massive window in there as well, just a little bit more space to move around than the one in the other hull. And look at the head heights in here, 6'7", 6'8" throughout. It really is remarkable for a 50-footer. It's practical too, storage is good, there's a nice big hanging locker just here, more drawer storage down there, and then behind me these are useful. Floor to ceiling shelves, a bit more storage down there, and underfloor storage as well. So you've got plenty of places to store your kit. Again, a television that swings down from the ceiling with the sound bar. Nice to have the reading lights either side as well, and sockets, repeaters for the lights, that sort of thing. And there's space in here for a nice bureau, so you can sit and do your makeup, keep your jewellery somewhere safe. It all just has a little bit more finesse in the cabin on the other side. And talking of finesse, let's go and have a look at that owner's cabin. On the way through, we'll finish off with the saloon. It's got a really large internal dinette. Again, the beam really comes into play. You've got a big storage void after this sofa, but even so, look at the sheer amount of seating space you've got here. And this table actually drops down level with the sofas. There's an infill, and you can make it into another berth. So again, if you need ad hoc, even more ad hoc sleeping space, you've got it up here. Television mounted up on the wall, that doesn't disappear, that stays there all the time. And then you've got this little couple's bench over on this side. Now there is an option. You can have a lower helm. You sort of lose this portion. You get a helm and a seat. Of course, you're going to have pretty shallow windscreen if you go for that option. The majority of the driving will probably be done upstairs, but as you can't have a hard enclosure up there, it's quite nice if you can have this in, you know, slightly less favourable conditions than Florida, somewhere where you can drive inside if you want to. But let's wait no longer. Let's go and check out the owner's cabin. This, I think, is the 50s ace card. The fact that you've got this completely flat, full 25-foot wide owner's cabin. I can't think of another 50-footer with a cabin this large and well specified. It's extraordinary. And normally on Power Cats, you have to drop down into the hulls to get to things like the bathrooms or the study or the wardrobe. Not here. This is all on one level. It's absolutely remarkable. And there's so much light in here because look at the size of the hull windows. I mentioned the windows forward as well when we were on deck. This is the benefit of those, and that gap means you can see out through under the bench as well. Of course, there's blinds there, so you've got some privacy. But it's things like having a separate shower cubicle on a boat of this size, twin sinks, twin vanity mirrors, all of this storage running underneath here. Look at the headroom as well. It is absolutely enormous. And through this door, you have a private toilet cubicle as well. Heading across the other side, of course, there's space for a huge bed with bedside tables on either side. This boat's got a sofa, but if you're going to live on board a bit, you want to be able to work from your boat, you can have a desk here. Instead, though, of course, you've still got the bureau tucked behind this door here. This door leads to a really large walk-in wardrobe. Again, it's just not the sort of stuff you expect to find on a boat of this length, and it's what the beam of a Power Cat gives you. This is absolutely huge. What a space for a 50-footer. It's something that this boat's rivals are really going to struggle to compete with. And if you want to compare it to its rivals, remember you can do that really easily on yachtbuyer.com. Head to the website, you can read in-depth reviews, compare rivals side by side, and do your research there. This being a catamaran, the engine rooms are obviously split. There's one in each hull. We're going to look at the port side one, access through this deck hatch. Now I'm glad I've come into the port engine room because this is where the generator is, so there's a bit more to show you. Access is really good. You have to come down a long way because we're right in the bottom of the hull here, of course, but there's a ladder. Slightly painful on the feet, that ladder, but it's easy to get down there. And I should add that if you do need to get more access, this big hatch is removable. You've got the easy pop-up hatch that I came down, but you can take out the bigger one if you do need to do some major works down here. Engine options, Volvo Penta D6 380 is a standard. This is the 480, top speed is about 22 knots, as I said, but you can also have it with Yanmar 550s, and they'll fit that one with a carbon foil between the hulls to increase lift, which should make it more efficient and also less wear on the engines. That's the theory anyway, but I reckon these Volvos will be pretty popular. Obviously, because they've got a hull each, there's plenty of space around them. You can see how easy it is for me to get around this engine, and it's really neatly arranged as well. You can see the fuel filter over there with the clear bowl, so you can spec the fuel tank over that side. All the cabling is very neat and tidy, and the headroom is excellent. Really, really good. If I just stand up quickly, you can see I can pretty comfortably stand in here if I need to. Get the generator, get down to the steering and everything. It's an easy boat to look after. There you have it then, the latest model from Aquila, and it's another impressive package. It feels a little bit basic in places in terms of the finish. It's definitely built to be robust, maybe not the last word in luxury, but in terms of the adjustments they've made, the update of the design, the look, the arrangement of the deck, the owner's cabin beneath my feet, I don't think there's a current rival that can compete with this. It is a fantastic use of space. And do let me know what you think of the boat in the comments below. And also, if you were shopping for a 50-footer, would you go for a monohull or a Power Cat like this one? I'd be interested to know your thoughts. Thank you for watching that tour of the new Aquila 50. Give us a like if you enjoyed it. If you watch more Aquila content, we've got a tour of the flagship of the range on the channel. I put that for you up here. I put some sea trial content for you in this box here. And if you'd like to subscribe, you can do that by clicking up here. Thanks again for watching. I'm Jack Haines. This is YachtBuyer.